Hello, budgeters. I am setting up my new yearly budget in Google Drive, and I thought I would just take you guys along for the journey. So I am in my Drive right now, so it's just drive.google.com, and I'm setting up my budget in a Google Sheets. And one of the first things that I'm going to do when it loads here, and I'm going to minimize or maximize my screen, and pop down my little menu bar here. So it says Untitled Spreadsheet, and I'm going to title this 2020 Budget because that is what this is going to be. And then I am going to name 12 tabs for each month. So this first sheet, I'm going to rename it to January, and then I will just add 12 of these sheets, and then I will just rename them one for each of the months. I'll probably actually do initials, but I'll go ahead and just do this really quick. And the reason why I just am doing initials is because they shorten up my tabs so I can have more tabs open in the field here at the bottom before I have to scroll right. And so I just do that to maximize my space. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my budget 2019. Just going to move this over so they're next to each other. And I'm going to look at some of the notes. So what I'm going to be looking at for each month. So right here I'm in the January tab, and I'm going to be looking at my regular costs. So I'm going to be looking at how much we spent on things like car insurance, cable internet. Actually, we cut our cable, so now we just have internet. How much we spent on water and utilities, on groceries, gas, just to set that precedence for the rest of my budget. So I'm going to put my stuff in 2020 for my January 2020, for example. Let's move to the January tab. But I'm going to do, so the first one here, I'm going to look at, nothing's changed on our mortgage, car insurance, actually should say the same health insurance. So our energy was $98.77. So I'm going to put energy 98.77. So this is just, so I know when I set up my January budget that that's about what I'm looking at. Cable and internet, we now pay $89.99, and so I don't need to worry about that. Water and utilities was $154.75. So I'm just going to go ahead and input that in here. And let's see, groceries, 401. My grocery budget has now changed to 425. I'm not going to worry about that. And gas, we spent $174.90. So this is like car gas, 174.9. And then, so this is the information that I will use when I make my budget in January. And so this is just the information that I take to each of the months. And then I should have all of my other information, like if something is scheduled for that month. I actually have most of that already taken care of with my sinking funds. So these are the only things that I'm going to be carrying over into the next of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So I'm starting with February, and then I'll just work my way through. Okay, so now I have all of my tabs filled in. So I have my energy, water and utilities, and gas filled in for January through December based on what I spent in the last year. If you don't have this information, that's fine. When you're setting up your budget, just start keeping, if you keep each month track of how much your energy, water, utilities, and your gas are, that will help you for when you make your next year's budget. And so now I'm going to take my most recent budget and paste it into my tab for January. So this is where when I do my January budget plan with me, I will be basing it off of this budget right here. So I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, pop out some of my tabs. Yeah, so this is just when I'm importing over from my last budget, and I use my last budget to make my next budget whenever I do my budgeting. So when I actually go over to make all of my budgets, I will just use the most recent budget and copy that over. I find that that tends to be the most the best way for me to pay attention to my sinking funds and to my current balances. Some people, there are a few people. I have a friend, a really good friend, who she does her budgets for the whole year. But I just have a few things where in theory, I could do that, but I don't. I just like to do month to month and just base my budget off of the last month, because you never know when you might have unexpected spending or anything like that happen. So I just kind of do my budgeting based on month to month. So when I create the rest of my budget, I will just copy my spreadsheet, my last spreadsheet, and paste it over into my next tabs as I do those on a monthly basis. Okay, so basically my year-long setup for my budget is making sure that I have all of my tabs set up and I have the information that I need from my last year so that I can know how much I will be spending each month in each category. And that is the information that I need to make my next month's budget whenever I do that. And so this is just the format that I will use for 2020, and this is just how I set up my budgeting for the year. This is just the system that I use when I do my Google Docs. I use Google Sheets, and I really like it. I like it because I can control all of my columns, all of my spending, and the way I kind of have my budget set up, like the basis of my budget is I have my income section here at the top. I have my regular spending, which Dave Ramsey calls his 4 walls. So like these are like the things that you need: your water, food, utilities. These are the items that you need to make sure that you have your basic needs met. So for us, that's tithing, mortgage, car insurance, health insurance, energy. Netflix really isn't 4 walls, but that's our a regular cost for us, a regular bill: cell phones, internet, water, utilities, groceries, gas, and then if we have any unexpected expenses. The next section that we have are our sinking funds. So the way I have it is set up as income, our regular spending like our bills, and then we have our sinking funds, which are the things that we set aside money for, like prescriptions and therapy, medical deductibles, those sorts of things. Then we have our leisure funds. So all of this is like our savings. So and our regular kind of spending things. And then we have our baby step 3, which, if you know Dave Ramsey or follow that, that's just your savings, your emergency fund. And then for us, our baby step 3B, which is saving for a house. Then we have our baby step 4 and 5 at the bottom, which is just our retirement plan. And at some point, I do want to put in a box down here for baby step 6, which will be our mortgage payment, because we do have a home right now. We are thinking to move, so we're kind of on hold while we're planning another move, and just saving money for that, for whatever might happen. But I do want to at some point have a place where I have my mortgage down here, so we can just have all of Dave Ramsey's baby steps in order. So for me, that's like, so baby step 1 is his $1,000 emergency fund. Baby step 2 is paying off debt, which we've done. Baby step 3 is your savings. Baby steps 4 is your retirement. Baby step 5 is children's education. And baby step 6 is paying off your mortgage. And his last baby step 7, is actually giving back, is charitable giving and giving back to the community. And we're not at that point, but that would be awesome one day if we can have a line item in our budget where we just do generous giving. But so this is kind of the format that I use when I set up my budgets. I have this specific budget format in my videos if that's something that you might be interested in, just setting up the budget. But this is what I will carry over with me from my 2019 or my 2019 budget. Yeah, is what I'm carrying over with me into my 2020 setup. So again, I just do a tab for every month. I set up in Google Sheets, and I just make sure when I do my year setup to look at my old numbers to base my new budget off of for the following year. Anyway, if you got to the end of this video and it gave you a few good ideas or reminded you of some things that you want to do with your budget, give this video a thumbs up, and I would love to see you guys in my next video. So have a great day, take care, and good luck with your budgets for the next coming year. Bye!